Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sanders and Enrique Alvarez Clary with you as usual. What's up, Rico? Microphone.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going fantastic. How are you?
What kind of color is that? Okay.
Welcome into Taste Test Tuesday, everybody.
So it's Taste Test Tuesday. We're trying the, oh my God, that color is nasty. So we have one can of this Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Head over to the video stream.
Where did you guys get this?
I don't know. Rico got it.
Actually, I don't want to know.
And this
Our
color.
sales office has they have 24 pack of
yeah,
love
well,
them in there.
So
four
it's
of them
in the sales office, and this one was in the fridge. And Becky asked me if it was mine. She goes, "You're a Mountain Dew guy, right?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Is this Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew yours?" And I said, "No." She goes, "Are you gonna try it?" And I go, "I mean, probably." So
Have you tried it?
I haven't.
Okay, so we're going to do the same thing as we did a couple weeks ago, where we give it a 1 out of 5.
Still no sponsor.
Why is it 5?
5, you don't eat. 5, would you buy it again? You would buy it
Oh,
again.
yeah.
1 is don't ever have this
So is
be a part of me.
Cheetos not involved in this? I thought
So-
this
No,
Cheetos...
technically it's not Flamin' Hot Cheetos. It's just Flamin' Hot flavor.
Okay, so this is what the can says.
What?
Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot with a blast of heat and citrus.
I am not looking forward to this.
Flavor with other natural flavors.
Last time I had a kind of a panic attack, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. Like, that was
Yeah,
really, I
there's
started freaking out a little bit.
the sugar amount.
That's what
there's-
happens when you don't put
Oh
sugar
my
in your
God,
body.
that much sugar. I don't drink sugar.
87% of your sugar for the
Uh,
days in this can.
Yeah, there are
At least.
there are 44 grams of sugar.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jake's here. Does Jake want to
Oh
participate?
yeah, bring Jake,
Jake-
in. Yeah.
Sorensen, do you
Jake,
want some?
Come on, grab a Tupperware.
You have to.
No.
You were part of the original.
He shook his head so fast.
So here's the thing. Dusty said this. So is this hour going to be more Nick dating conversation?
Oh, some of the best
No.
radio we have at the station, to be honest.
No, it's not going to be. So the color here is a bright orange.
It looks like, so if for all my other Mountain Dew fans out there, it kind of looks like Livewire,
Oh yeah.
which is just the summer
box
version
in
of
now.
Mountain Dew.
No, I
Box in.
remember Livewire.
Yeah, Mountain Dew Live.
It's
It's only out in the summer, so every
Still a
summer
thing?
every summer
Yeah.
they sell it.
It just reminds me of the OG Four Loko, which were dangerous.
So here's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Here,
This
here's
is probably
here-
more
Here's a
dangerous.
confession. I've never had a Four Loko.
Good.
Good, because you just
Good.
turned
Yeah.
21, and the OG one was when you were young. It was when you were young too, sir.
Don't worry about it.
I was old enough to enjoy it, and I did. And it was
Enjoy
a
it is
terrible
a,
idea.
is a different. It's not.
Yeah, I don't know if
different
anyone
experience.
was enjoying.
Oh
the
no,
Four
you
Loko.
were enjoying half a can. You were enjoying it. A full can, you were like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" And then for some odd reason, me and my friend, our freshman year of college, were like, "You know, what'd be really cool? 2 cans."
Or
Well, I had a
no.
buddy in college
Double
that used to
50.
shotgun him,
Oh,
and I was
my
like, "You are a
goodness.
menace
They
to
are-
society," and he was a menace to society after he shotgunned.
They're tasty,
So are
but they're
four-
dangerous.
Are they still a thing?
Yeah,
They
used to
so they
follow.
are, but they're different now. It used to
They
be
don't put as much
and
caffeine in.
Well, it used to be like an energy drink with like hard alcohol in it.
Oh my!
Now it's just
Yep.
now it's just a
Yeah.
just
I
a
think there's
there's
still
a-
some caffeine, but it's
Yeah,
not.
there's
what
it's
it
not
was.
nearly
So here's the
at the
thing.
same.
So this article is in from 2020. Why did Four Loko alcoholic beverage remove caffeine?
People were like dying.
People were
That's
like, it was
bad.
bad
Because
no.
uppers and downers don't combine together.
It was one can and you were good for the night. Like you didn't need anything.
it was
else.
You were
incredibly
awake.
dangerous.
You were very awake and very
was-
drunk.
There was
It was a bad combination.
do you guys know how this was started? how Four Loko was invented?
No.
Okay, so this article, there was like a protest. A small crowd gathered in New York City's Union Square with candles for the vigil. Some people brought their guitars and bongos to play in tribute to the original Four Locos and share stories about the good old days.
Oh my god.
In 2005, Ohio State frat bro alumni Jeff Wright decided the world needed a super caffeinated, high ABV alcoholic beverage, seemingly because
a bad
people didn't
idea.
already do enough stupid things on their own.
It's true.
Bad
Wow.
idea.
That's like everybody says that Red Bull vodkas are bad for you, but they're delicious. So
Well, I get Red Bull vodkas a lot, but I get the sugar free.
Sugar free.
I get sugar free because sometimes the caffeine is nice. Vegas bombs are perfect.
You
'Cause
know,
you get a
Nathan-
splash of Red
No,
Bull
it's the
and you get a
sugar-
splash of
Sugar free
of
Red Bull
alcohol.
or sugar free Vegas bombs. Yeah,
Mhm. Vegas bombs are good. They're big time.
I like Vegas
I
bombs.
didn't think you could annoy me any more than you just did. With that
What's wrong with
sentence.
Vegas bombs?
Not that one. The red sugar-free Red Bull.
No, you got to get sugar free.
So
You get sugar, you feel
actually,
like trash
I
the next day.
no,
You
no,
I
here's the
feel
thing.
like
I
trash.
cannot with you in the sugar-free.
It's actually
telling
funny. So it's actually funny.
This
We were-
guy's like, I take care of my body,
Listen to
but I
this.
drink like a full bottle of vodka. Listen to this.
It's one of my 5 food groups.
so here's a story that just happened on Saturday with Nate. So we're standing in the line to get drinks, and I bought Nate's first drink. And
Sure, good
this,
person.
this kind of goes into my pest of the weekend in a way. But anyway, I'm buying Nate's drink, and I was like, Nate, what do you want? He's like, Red Bull vodka, please. And I was like, all right. So I said, can I get a Red Bull vodka or a double whatever?
Whatever
And-
you got.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah. And they start pouring it, and Nate literally goes, oh, I forgot to say sugar free.
It was bad.
It's a thing.
and I
It's-
felt
it's-
terrible
it's
the
a
next
thing.
day. I'm
He
telling you.
actually, he is all about.
I know.
So
I
I
do
will
not
take-
consume sugar.
My
I
body
do not
is a
consume
temple.
sugar.
Isn't
Unless
there-
you put vodka in front of me.
There's a time of the year where you try to bulk up, though, right? Then do you drink sugar?
Well, no, I ate a lot of carbs, and
Oh, okay.
that was fun. But no, I don't sugar. I avoid sugar.
Nathan,
I'm not telling you. Like when I drink this, I will have a mini like freak out because I consume no sugar.
all right, we've talked about it long enough.
all right. So the
All
Mountain
right.
Dew Flamin' Hot Dew with a
Salud.
blast of heat and citrus. Here we go. Salud.
Not hot.
It's not hot at all.
I don't like that flavor. That's weird.
I don't taste anything.
I'm not a. It tastes flat.
Did we get
Very-
a flat one?
Very underwhelming.
It wasn't flat.
Like,
It's
I was-
not. There's no. There's. It doesn't taste like Mountain Dew, and it doesn't taste hot.
I was expecting like a bite.
This is bland.
I don't know.
Yeah, this tastes like the iced Mountain Dew at the end, like at the bottom.
Yeah.
Or it tastes like a watered down. Oh, there's a little
Yeah,
bit. of
watered
kick.
down.
There's
There's a
it
little
tastes
bit of
like
aftertaste
oh,
that's hot, but it's,
yeah, there's
I
a
wouldn't
little
say
bit
I'm
of
it's
not getting
hot.
anything. I have a weird aftertaste on my. It just.
Yeah.
There's like a layer of like a Mountain Dew, but not Mountain Dew. Like on my. I'm not a fan of this. This is not.
The aftertaste is interesting. I don't think I've had
I'm not
something-
getting an aftertaste.
I get an
Kinda sticks to your
aftertaste in
tongue.
like the back of my throat
Yeah.
where
It
there's
tastes
a little
like-
bit of a bite.
So. It tastes like a flat Fanta.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a, that's,
yeah,
a, that's
that's
a good
good.
that's a good one.
Like
Jake
if you
would've
get an,
liked
like
this.
if you get an orange Fanta and you leave it out for the entire day and all the bubbles are gone, and then you take a drink, that's what this tastes like.
or a Sprite because I don't even taste like orange.
That's what I was gonna say.
A
It's more like a
flat
Sprite,
Sprite.
but I can and like the back of my throat. I can feel a little bit of
Yeah.
something.
There's
I
something
agree.
that sticks with you.
There's a little
I
bit
don't
of
like
kick.
the
I'm gonna have
sticking.
some
No,
really bad
time out.
heartburn.
Here's the
It's
thing.
gonna have me have terrible
perfect.
heartburn.
Here's the perfect analogy. It's like putting hot tamales in a flat Sprite.
Let
I've
it
never
sit
done
there.
that, so I don't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, imagine put the two flavors together.
I don't get the cinnamon though.
Why just get the bite?
Fireball.
Well, that would be-
There you go.
tingling.
I hate cinnamon. Like no, this is
All right, so
that was not what I was expecting.
The can looks wild. There's like flames
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's like, when I
you're
saw it, I was scared.
You're gonna drink this, and your mouth is gonna be on fire. It is
top
not.
there's a
Yeah.
little bit more of a bite the
It-
more
yeah.
I sit back here.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
All right,
Yeah.
so
And I don't like hot stuff, but it's not hot, which
No.
is weird because I
No.
thought it was gonna be bad because I really do not like hot stuff.
It is an experience, though. I don't think I've drinking anything that
There's
like,
a little-
leaves something
there
on
it is.
your.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
little
A
tingle.
little bit of a heat.
It's like
In
the
the
back
throat
of your
right
throat.
now.
It's the back of your throat.
But
Yeah.
it's not.
It's not hot.
It's not
It's
hot.
heartburn in a can is basically what you're getting with that.
It does taste like
I need
kinda,
a Tums.
like I kind of
feels
burped.
like a heartburn.
I burped
yes.
something up, and now it's just chilling in my throat.
blast of heat and citrus.
There was
I
a
don't know-
blast.
I don't know where the blast is.
It
There's no
contains,
citrus.
It contains 0% juice.
All right, 1
All
through
right.
5.
Ratings. Nate, go first.
Just because I'm gonna need a Tums after this, I'll give it a 1. Like I can actually feel the heartburn.
Okay, see,
coming on.
I
This
feel,
is bad.
I feel the bubble guts.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
This is a
feeling a little
one.
bit of
I had
bubble
a
guts.
small,
not
we
a
all had
zero.
a small drink and we all feel worse after.
It's not a 0. The one last week might have been a 0. That was bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
I think this is worse than that one.
Oh,
Yeah, this is worse.
No,
I
the
can
one last
I
week
can
was
drink
bad.
that dark berry Dr Pepper.
I could choke down the dark berry.
What was it?
Dark berry Dr. Pepper.
that was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
No,
we
that
didn't get
was
to do it
bad.
last week.
We
but
need to get the Arby's sandwich. Isn't that what we were
Yeah.
planning on
Well, we were
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to, and then Jake was gone because he was gonna get it for us.
I think the Arby's sandwiches are kind of expensive.
They are. Well, that's
That's why Jake's paying for
Right,
it.
that's why Jake
So
was paying
it was
for
like
yeah.
it's like we were gonna
We don't
get
have to all
one.
eat one.
Yeah, we were gonna
Yeah.
get one and then like cut it into
That's why
couple
Mr.
pieces.
Golf guy was gonna get it for us.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so one for Nate. Rico.
That's a one.
It's bad.
It's a one for me
Is
as
a
well.
2 like I still wouldn't drink it again?
Like you wouldn't drink it again, but you didn't hate it.
I would probably put it at a 2 just because
Wow.
that Dr. Pepper was worse. I
Okay.
think.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
They're both one. They're both bad.
I don't want either of them again ever.
How expensive is this? That's the problem.
I don't know. Again, it was just in the fridge.
Let's look.
You can get it. I think it's just regular Mountain Dew price, like regular soda price. You can get a 12-pack. You can get. I think you can buy singles at like gas stations. and stuff.
$1.98 for a bottle of it at Walmart.
Oh Lord, Rico, you're gonna hate this, but I can't remember the last time I bought soda. It's probably been since like high school.
Yeah,
Tragic.
I cannot.
I
Remember the
don't
last
I
time
don't
bought
buy
soda.
pop just
No.
in like the 12 packs.
The
I don't
cans.
buy pop.
Oh.
You're right. I
Yeah.
also don't buy 12-packs. I go to Sam's Club. I get my 24.
Okay, either way.
So they have 64 packs.
Yeah, just the giant, just like
Kirkland.
the palette of like soda.
Kirkland soda.
That's what we need to do, though. I'm tired of tasting soda, so we need to do something different next week. So 402-464-5685. We need to do something different, but
We're
eventually
gonna get
down
some
the road.
ridiculous responses.
Yeah, no, eventually. Well, there was a lot last or 2 weeks ago. I just can't remember them all. But in a couple weeks down the road, we need to try like Mountain Lightning and all the off-brand, like just grape
Those
soda.
aren't bad though.
They're not. They taste the same.
There's like
Do
8.
they?
What we're learning is there's like 8 sodas that taste okay, and then when everybody goes off it at all, it tastes awful.
So
It takes a spin off.
root beer.
Root beer.
beer.
Rut beer.
It's root beer.
Root.
That was bad.
He says
like
rut.
the problem is like I agree with you, Bach. Why are we making spin-offs on Mountain Dew? Mountain Dew is already questionable enough as it is.
Not
Like,
questionable.
why
I would agree.
why are we changing it?
I would agree with that.
Mountain Dew is the green nectar of the gods.
I would agree with that.
So watch your freaking tongue.
When do you remember your first Mountain Dew, Rico?
I don't remember my first, but I do remember the fact that it has just changed my life.
Rico was bottle-fed Mountain Dew. honestly.
Probably.
No way.
No, I wasn't.
I mean, that would explain a lot.
Rico, you ran track. Did you have like a weird thing before you ran? Like, would you drink a Mountain Dew?
I
before
did
you
not.
ran?
I did not eat or drink anything aside from water.
All right,
Did you ever yak after a race?
Like, many times. yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I did too. in
If you
middle
didn't
school
throw,
cross
look, if
country.
you didn't throw up, you weren't running hard enough.
Wow, that's spoken like a true competitor, Rico.
it's like me when I lift, throw up every day.
That's
Are
weird.
you serious?
No, no,
Oh my
actually
god!
I actually
So
don't.
so
I had a
funny-
guy who I had a friend in high school who actually ate an entire bag of hot Cheetos before practice. He was
Why?
the friend was named Rico.
he was a 400 runner. So
That kid's an idiot.
that
is what
practice,
he
and
is.
he made it through all of practice. The end of practice, threw up the entire bag of hot Cheetos right there on the track. Disgusting.
Oh no! Okay, so Pius baseball conditioning was not fun. And there would be. I'll have to tell you guys a story off air, but
It's
anyway,
always fun.
I love
yeah.
off-air stories.
No, it's but I was one of those people that if I saw or heard other people puking, then I started puking.
Oh,
Oh,
same.
yeah.
And there was a lot of us on that team.
Are
So
you a
it
guy
was
that
like,
if you hear somebody just like heave, like it kind of gets to
the
you?
heave part doesn't bother me. The heave part.
I'm a
doesn't bother
big
me.
dry heaver.
I was
So
saying no.
somebody's
There was
just
a
like,
lot of lot of
Say
dry
it.
heaves. A lot of dry heaves came from the Pius baseball practices, but it was because we bunted everywhere, so we had to be we had to be well conditioned.
There you go.
There
There
you
is.
go,
I
man.
have heard
Small
that.
ball.
If you bunt, you gotta be in shape. Those are the
You do.
rules.
You do. You think my fat butt is going to be able to get down the 90-foot base path?
No, even
No
if
way.
you weren't bunting.
They were having the catchers.
Oh yeah, dude. Everybody.
Everybody
You,
bunted.
you did not play if you could not bunt.
Hmm.
It was literally our pre-games. So Nate, you'll like this.
That's why Nick was the start. I like it.
So in our pre-games, you couldn't take swings in BP unless you got a bunt down each side, a drag and a push. If you had to get two, you got like 8 pitches, and they had these narrow cones. Well, we had this philosophy of foul or perfect on our bunts. It's either foul or you're getting it perfect right down the chalk. And so they would put markers on the baseline or on the foul lines.
Interesting.
And we're talking like 2 or 3 feet from the baseline, like nothing to work with. And our coach would throw BP. You had to drag and have it show late timing, drag down third baseline and drag down or push down first baseline. And you didn't get to actually swing. But if you got out of your 8 pitches before, you didn't get, that was it. You just had your 8 pitches.
Did your extreme like bunting strategy? Because I kind of get it.
It
It's hard.
worked.
It's
No,
hard
it
to
worked.
perfect like a swing or all these
Yeah, no,
different things.
literally.
But
so
bunting, maybe you can-
coach it like the other team, like our opponents would play or would be in a bunt defense, and we would still be able to just put enough spin on it or put it back, like backspin. So if it hits the dirt and it's foul or perfect, it'd stop and it doesn't go foul or anything. Or a lot of people would let it just roll. However, it would start. They would think that it's going to roll foul, but we just keep it straight on the line.
I hate
So
bunting.
it was
dangerous.
that's literally how it
Break
is.
a hand.
Yeah. Well, so I got a concussion on my freshman year.
See?
I never bunted heading into high school because I was a bigger dude always. So I never bunted. Not fast, never liked running. So anyway, surprise, right? So we lined it up, or we geared up a pitching machine, and our coach would throw balls in the pitching machine, and that would be one of our stations at practice every day at after school practice or whatever, is you would have to bunt and you have to get good ones down before you could swing, obviously. And one ball as a freshman, my angle of my bat was flat instead of having top above bottom, barrel above handle. And the ball hit the top of my bat that was flat, came up underneath my helmet, drilled my chin. I got a concussion. I was out for 3 weeks. It was bad. It was bad. But those
Bunting
machines,
is a contact sport.
those machines are reared up to like 85 miles an hour because
They
if you
do
can,
start
if-
zipping.
if you can bunt 85 miles an hour, you can bunt 70 in a game with no problem.
You know who's really good at bunting? Softball players.
There you go. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But
In
if
the women's
they do
College
like the
Series.
slap hits.
In
Yeah,
the, well,
slap hits
they
are
do that,
easy,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying, like in the Women's College World Series, you've seen a whole bunch of like there have been so many like 3-2 bunts or like 2-strike bunts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first off, that takes a lot of guts, and they're getting them down perfect, getting down the line, safe on first. Just sacrificing people over to third or second. It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma State couldn't do anything.
I'm
about it.
serious. Like, so there was literally, if obviously, so at Pius, we only had JV and varsity. We didn't have reserve. We didn't have freshmen, anything like that. So if as a freshman, you're on JV, which you're playing against, normally sophomores or the really good sophomores or the really good, or, just the juniors against other schools. And it was literally, if you didn't get your bunt down in a game, you were done. You got pulled because there were 4 guys behind you on the depth chart ready to play and ready to do their job.
When
Ready
I
to
coach,
ready to bunt.
Ready to,
Well, when I am
ready to do their
coach-
job, literally.
Yeah.
when I
it's
coach my
crazy.
kids, they will not bunt. Screw that.
Really?
Bombs only.
So Mississippi.
Yeah, then your
We
kid's
are
gonna
not
get-
bunting.
Your kid's gonna get in a situation where a
Yeah.
bunt would be the perfect play, and they won't know how to
Screw
do
that. No, he's gonna hit a home run instead.
He's either gonna hit a home run or strike out because they can't bunt.
So Mississippi Mud Dog said this on the text
Yeah.
line. That strategy works because it forces high school third basemen, catchers, and pitchers to be nearly perfect all the time. It always adds constant pressure. That's right. I'll ask a trivia question. When is the best time to drop down a bunt?
I don't know.
No,
I never
I
played
mean,
baseball.
It depends on the scenario.
Right
5:30?
after a home run. Because after a home run, all the infielders are back. They're relaxed. Nothing's going to happen. You just drop out a nice little drag bunt. There it is. Surprises everybody. I'm just saying.
My kid,
The
will
bunt,
never
dude, I'm
learn to
telling you,
bunt.
the bunt before I got to Pius, they won state championships on bunting. And there's dudes that played in college and now in professional that literally they would just drop a drag bunt, or they'd be a lefty, drop down a drag bunt in between the pitcher, first baseman, and second baseman in that little no man's land. And in high school, especially in Nebraska back then, the talent's gotten a lot better. But back then, Mark,
That's a great question, Mark.
the talent's gotten a lot better. But back then, in 2010 or whatever, the talent wasn't that great, and you would confuse a ton of people and the infielders on being like, how do you have to communicate between those 3 guys. So
Chicks do dig the long ball. That is true.
yeah, they do.
But I dig the bunt. The guy like the leadoff
So you
hitter.
get buck.
The leadoff hitter that can bunt and get on. That's awesome.
All right, we that was good, guys. I wasn't expecting to go there. Speed, I am speed.
Yeah,
Lightning McQueen. All right,
Speed.
it is EAS today, so we got to take a break. This is exactly at 24:50. So when we come back, I want to talk a little Husker football, maybe even some Women's College World Series. Appreciate you guys. Taste Test Tuesday. was a success. We all rated it a 1, except
Except
Bach.
Bach rated it a 2
Rates it a 2
because it's worse than the doctor, or because it's not as worse as the Dr. Pepper.
Exactly. 402-464-5685. We'll get to you all your texts and recommendations, and we'll talk a little Husker sports coming up next.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
WWE returns with the Lincoln debut of Monday Night Raw, June 20th at Pinnacle Bank Arena. You'll see the return of the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. He'll go one-on-one with Seth freaking Rollins.
You're on!
Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair.
WEST.
Randy Orton and Riddle.
RK Bro.
Becky Lynch and more. Tickets start at $20. Get yours now at Ticketmaster.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Patchy fog a possibility for some this morning, then clearing and reaching a high of around 80 this afternoon. Winds variable out of the north and east around 10 to 15. We'll see a chance of thunderstorms moving in this evening into tonight with a low of 60. Slight chance of showers tomorrow morning, then a clearing with a high of 78. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams. From treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancene.com.
Yo, Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Pine Lake Road from 11 to 2 for your Husker sports talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 28th and Pine Lake, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Tune in every Monday morning throughout the summer at 6:45 a.m. for golf course reviews on the Nebraska Golf Passport Early Break Golf Tour with Jake Sorensen and Steve Sipple on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary, presented by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back here on the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico with you. All right, Taste Test Tuesday has concluded.
Still no sponsor.
Still no sponsor.
It can be you.
I know there's a couple people that are thinking or interested. Just have to nail down the final things.
Yeah.
But get in touch with Jake if you would like to sponsor that. Okay, Mouth of the South asked this earlier. Nick, honest question. Does it hurt to watch not only your co-host, but a player for the team you love so much laugh as random people rag on you for an hour straight? Not at all, actually. Doesn't bother me one bit. Mouth of the South?
He's crying inside.
Definitely not.
It's okay, Nick. I
Mr.
would also.
Mr. Muddog says, Nate, that is dumb. Every kid should know how to bunt and do it well. I thought the same thing as Nate prior to Pius, prior to high school. And then I got through that whole, and I totally understand it now.
And then you were like, you know what? Bunting is important.
Yeah, exactly. For an unnamed texter, Four Loko almost ruined my Christmas twice. Okay.
Why did you let it happen the second time?
Okay, I
did you not learn
apologize.
from the first
Yeah,
time?
I apologize.
Unless it wasn't you, in which case, did that person not learn?
Did that
Unless it
person
was a
not
separate
learn?
person.
Yikes.
In which case, take all the Four Locos away.
Yeah, maybe just stop buying Four Locos. All right, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both those open for you guys the rest of the show here, as well as the video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Okay, so this article was in The Athletic earlier today by Nick Baumgardner. Great name. But it is headlined, Breaking Down the Big Ten's New Offensive Play Callers at Michigan, Nebraska, and Others. Thank you. I had no idea what it was.
All right.
Anyway, breaking down the Big Ten's new offensive play callers at Michigan, Nebraska, and others. In this article, Baumgartner writes this, quote, "This isn't the most complex read of Casey Thompson's career, but one he handles with ease. Casey Thompson's hardly a perfect player and has many issues to iron out, but this feels like a potentially strong fit in Lincoln for him and for Coach Mark Whipple. If Scott Frost can sit back and allow his coordinator to coordinate without interjection out of panic, because this type of transition could take time and Frost no longer has unlimited amounts to give, this marriage has potential." So once again, it goes back to the same thing that we're always talking about. If Scott Frost can sit back and allow Mark Whipple to do his job, then this thing could work. And who knows? It could have very well worked. I hate to say this, with whoever was the previous quarterback at Nebraska. If Scott Frost maybe would have stepped back. But through me and Rico talking, me and Vershawn, whoever on this station talking, we know that Scott Frost committed to Adrian, and Adrian committed to Scott Frost. Vershawn actually asked me that question earlier today. He goes, "Nick, do you feel like Adrian 4 or 5 years ago now in the recruiting class of 2018, did he commit to Nebraska or did he commit to Scott Frost?" And it's kind of a question that we think back, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts. 402-464-5685. Did Adrian commit to Nebraska or did he commit to Scott Frost? Just to kind of remind you guys, because you want to say he committed to Nebraska.
No, he 100% committed to Scott Frost.
But that's the truth.
Exactly. He was committed to Tennessee. He was going to go to Tennessee. Scott Frost was recruiting him at UCF. It didn't go through that way, and he was going to go to Tennessee. Scott Frost gets a new job at Nebraska, and Adrian's like, "Oh, okay, this will work out pretty well." You can say that the prestige and the shine of Nebraska football and being a Nebraska football player lured him away from Tennessee, but the fact of the matter is it's the head coach who ended up being there at this time who convinced Adrian Martinez to leave the orange and white of volunteer country for Nebraska.
So I want to take Adrian's name out of this because I think that there is something to be said for, and Dusty says this on the text line, you don't pay $5 million to a guy to have them step back. And I think that's okay in year one or even year two to some extent, if it had worked at previous stops like it had. However, when it doesn't work, you have to, if you are getting paid $5 million and you're at a place like Nebraska, there is some expectation that you do what is necessary to win football games.
You don't pay $5 million for non-winning records.
Exactly.
So something has to change. And if one of the constants in those 4 years has been that your $5 million man has been upfront and calling plays and doing this and doing that, that's one thing that maybe has to change. And I understand that you made a lot of changes on the offensive side of the ball, but you can make all the changes you want, but it comes down to the one guy calling the plays, because you made a couple of changes during your 4 years here on the offensive side of the ball. But the one thing that stayed constant was him calling the plays. So if he takes a step back, allows his offensive coordinator to coordinate the offense, and the quarterback's coach to coach his quarterback, wide receiver coach to coach wide receivers, whatever, he takes a step back, he's still the end all be all. Still, things are still going to run through him. He is still the guy in charge. But if he takes that small step back and allows his offensive coordinator to do the things that he's best at, then it can make him look better, and then he can keep getting that $5 million.
Well, and with that theory in mind, it kind of goes into what I've kind of thought about and mentioned on the air a couple times over the course of the last year or so. It's been that Scott Frost, once again, throughout this whole 4 years stretch, or even now 4.5, if you want to call it that, it's never been a question of effort or Scott Frost not trying to get this program back on track. It's just maybe been a lack of willingness to change or adapt or kind of evolve to the changing times of college football, or when things aren't working, to change your philosophy and what you believe would be successful at Nebraska. Stubborn may be a word but I'm not trying to call Scott Frost stubborn because he has more pressure on his shoulders than we can even imagine. Once again, it's never been a thing about effort or lack thereof. However, it has been a question of maybe he's almost too obsessed with this program to where he wants to be in charge of everything and be in control of everything and calling the shots, when in reality, like Rico just said, if you allow your offensive coordinator to do their job, he's allowed to Eric Shenander to run the defense and all their position coaches to do their job. And you can kind of see where Scott Frost has had his hands off of things. There's been some success, and mainly I'm talking about the defense.
You've seen steady improvement from the defense from year one until now, whereas on the offensive side of the ball, you kind of got the best that it was that first year, and it's slowly regressed. And I agree with you, not wanting to call Frost stubborn, but a little kind of like stuck in his ways, like just believing like this is going to work. I know it's going to work. I can do this. And like you said, he's just maybe just a little bit obsessed with it. And it's not, that's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing at all.
Just channel those thoughts into what's actually best for the program. And at the beginning, maybe all of us Husker fans, and myself included in this, may have thought, yeah, if Scott Frost has his fingerprint on the offense, because we knew what he did at Oregon as the offensive coordinator, we saw him and Mackenzie Milton run and just excel on the offensive side of the ball at UCF. So maybe at the start of this, that was what we all thought was going to be best, is if Scott Frost is calling the plays, if Scott Frost has his fingerprints all over this thing. But now, here in year 5, maybe that's not what's best. And now it's up to Scott Frost, just like it was in year 3 and year 4 and now in year 5, to step back and understand that it's okay. As Adam says on the text line, sometimes less is more. But also, as the head coach of a place like Nebraska, everybody's going to look back on you and say that you took them to 9 wins. Nobody's coming back at the end of the season and going, yep, Mark Whipple took us to 9 wins. Because he's not the head coach. Because at the end of the day, everything runs through you as the head coach, and you can still be involved in everything, but in a smaller capacity, and have your fingerprint on it in a smaller light, and still be the head coach like you're supposed to.
That's just what happens. Is the head coach and the quarterback will get all of the praise and all of the blame,
Exactly.
all of the praise when things go right, and all of the blame when things go wrong. And as you said, Scott Frost taking a step back, kind of being like the boss in the shadows, where he's not the one out there doing all of the things, but he's controlling everything from the shadows. He's the puppet master, if you will, where everybody else is doing the things, but he's still overseeing it and being able to say, hey, maybe he doesn't like this, and he's like, hey, how about we do this instead? And again, if you just bounce instead of, and I'm not going to tell anybody how to do their job. I'm not a Division I football coach. I don't coach football. I don't know, but this is just a thought. Maybe instead of Scott Frost being the end all be all, where he says, I don't like this, we're going to do this, it can be more of an idea bouncing off of each other where, hey, this doesn't work, but what if we incorporate this and we throw a little bit of this in there, and maybe this type of motion, blah, 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 what have you, where Whipple, Joseph, Frost are all talking to each other and trying to get this thing right. That's, and I'm sure that's what's happening right now. I'm sure that happens all the time, but as we said, Scott Frost calling the plays at the end of the day, he was just the one that was making sure the offense was moving the way that he saw fit.
So another thing that we can kind of add into this, I remember having the conversations at the beginning of last season to where, you felt like last year maybe Scott Frost was going to let Matt Lubick call the plays, because in the previous season, at the end of the year, when they chose not to go to a bowl game and Matt Lubick was calling half the plays, there was some thought that maybe he's weaning Matt Lubick into the full role of calling the plays, and Scott Frost is going to step back more. So there was this hope. I think hope's a really good word to use. There was this hope at the beginning of last season in 2021 that Scott Frost was really going to be able to step back, and Matt Lubick was going to be here, who had been here for 2 years or going into his second year, was going to be able to take full reign of the offense, or at least 90% of it.
Because he was with him at Oregon,
Exactly.
and you saw how great the offense was there.
So with that in mind, then we go and find out that Matt Lubick was not involved in a bulk of the play calling. So then you're kind of disappointed on that front. I will say, like, it does feel a little bit different this year. And I don't know if it's because of Mark Whipple's experience or Mark Whipple's age or the added effect of Trev Alberts being Scott Frost's boss now, where Bill Moose was more hands-off. Trev Alberts is more hands-on, which I think is good for the program.
Well, I think it also helps that Mark Whipple wasn't a year or two out of football when he was hired at Nebraska. Matt Lubick wasn't involved in football when Scott Frost brought him back into the fold, whereas Mark Whipple was just at a program where he helped produce a Heisman finalist quarterback, and the NFL, drafted. I don't remember what round he was. Was he first round drafted quarterback?
The Steelers. So it's interesting in this. Oh my goodness, this article in The Athletic. Once again, you can find it there. I'll read this again. This isn't the most complex read of Casey Thompson's career, but one he handles with ease. Casey Thompson's hardly a perfect player and has issues to iron out, but this feels like a potentially strong fit in Lincoln for Whipple if Frost can sit back and allow his coordinator to coordinate without interjecting out of panic. There was also this snippet that I wanted to read here. In the start of the article, it says this. Take one coach with unique expertise in the run game, Scott Frost, and another with unique expertise in the pass game, Mark Whipple, and see what happens. Whipple's pass offense, which helped him turn Kenny Pickett into a first-round draft pick, is decidedly pro-style in ways Scott Frost's offense has never been. Under Whipple, Nebraska will ask its quarterback to step into a real pocket and read the field on 1st and 10 more than it ever did in Frost's years in charge. At the same time, though, the Cornhuskers head coach has been quick to note that parts of Nebraska's run game, which has historically incorporated the quarterback, will remain the same. So that's kind of interesting there, is that despite Mark Whipple's offense being installed, Nebraska wants to keep Scott Frost wants to keep the quarterback run, which I don't think is bad. You just can't ask your quarterback to be Superman and run a quarterback draw every 3rd and 8 or more.
How would we feel if quarterback designed runs were very, very rarely called?
I think it's okay if you have a running back that you trust with the running that can run to run the ball.
Like if you weren't calling quarterback draws or even options with the quarterback where he's pitching it to the running back, or an RPO of the sort where the quarterback has the option to, like, if those were rarely called and it was just, if the ball was going to be run, it was run by a running back or a reverse with a wide receiver or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Casey Thompson or whoever is the starting quarterback come the start of the season, since we're still doing that apparently. If the quarterback had very few runs this season.
Let's go ahead and take a break. Give us your thoughts. 402-464-5685. How would you feel about that? We'll continue this conversation and wrap up Tuesday's show coming up in a couple minutes. You're listening to the Happy Hour on The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
2-1 count, and that's a deep drive into the gap. Smith rounding first base. It's a stand-up double.
Hey, Nick, speaking of doubles, did you know Wings and Rings has 2 ways to enjoy their next-level food?
Rico, we're in the middle of a game.
The game can wait, Nick. One way is to stop by one of their Lincoln locations. They have 2 great locations at O Street, Meridian Park, and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village.
You said 2 ways. What's the other way?
You can order online at wingsandrings.com.
Tune in every Monday morning throughout the summer at 6:45 a.m. for golf course reviews on the Nebraska Golf Passport Early Break Golf Tour with Jake Sorensen and Steve Sipple on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Patchy fog a possibility for some this morning, then clearing and reaching a high of around 80 this afternoon. Winds variable out of the north and east around 10 to 15. We'll see a chance of thunderstorms moving in this evening into tonight with a low of 60. Slight chance of showers tomorrow morning, then a clearing with a high of 78. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Did you know that the U.S. has added over 1,100 new breweries in the last 18 months? Learn more by shopping at Myers Cork and Bottle, 13th and South, and by tuning into Thirsty Thursdays with Kevin Myers, because sports are better with a drink in your hand and a friend at your side.
Are you sick of mindlessly running on a treadmill or the lack of motivation to consistently work out? Whatever your challenge, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping can help. Whether you want to lose weight, boost energy, or simply improve your overall health, you'll fit right in at Farrell's regardless of age or abilities. Build endurance with their kickboxing and strength training group fitness classes while also getting nutrition coaching. Try Farrell's now for a free week. Visit fxblincoln.com or call Jeff at 402-310-4026. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Work, laundry, dishes. I was exhausted. I needed a vacation, but finding a way to pay for it, not so easy. Then I found it. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. It was so easy. I earned cash for the study and booked that vacation. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at healthresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Brown Shoe Fit is gearing up for spring with new inventory on the way. They're stocking up on new spring sandals and athletic shoes daily in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Keen, Merrell, On, and many, many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrax. Spring is the season to be active and busy. Don't let your feet lose their support with old rundown shoes or sandals. Stop by Brown's Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
WWE returns with the Lincoln debut of Monday Night Raw, June 20th at Pinnacle Bank Arena. You'll see the return of the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. He'll go one-on-one with Seth freaking Rollins.
You're on.
Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair.
WEST.
Randy Orton and Riddle.
RK Bros.
Becky Lynch, and more. Tickets start at $20. Get yours now at Ticketmaster.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how are you?
I'm doing great, Charlie.
Andy, I know you have hundreds of new Hondas on the way, but let's talk about your pre-owned inventory.
You know, everyone in Lincoln and surrounding areas know we sell new and pre-owned Hondas, but a lot of people I talk to don't realize that we sell all makes and models.
All makes of imports and domestics, right?
Yes. In addition to Hondas, I mean, we sell Toyotas, Nissans, Volkswagens, Kias, domestic vehicles, and we have more than 125 to choose from right now with fresh trade-ins arriving daily.
Andy, I hear about many people choosing certified pre-owned.
They are, Charlie. It's like buying a new car with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a special low-rate financing. Best of all, the customer can take immediate delivery.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Enrique Alvarez Clary with you as usual. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Continuing this conversation here, over the break, me and Rico were kind of talking, and there was a couple texts in here on the text line. Gus says this: if Nebraska has all these offensive weapons, I'd only like to see the quarterback run when the pocket breaks down, and a 2-yard scramble will get the first down. Leave the running to Grant and Yant. Nice rhyme. Ryan from Nashville add this: it all needs to change or we won't change that much. We aren't getting the players to make Scott Frost's vision work. He needs to hand the keys off, and let's take a chance with Whipple calling the shots. We need to play more like Wisconsin. They are so desperate to keep the athletic running quarterbacks. Eric Crouch is my all-time favorite player, so I completely understand that because that's what I wanted for so long for us. Another Eric Crouch or Taylor Martinez. But really, we may be better off playing it safe like Pittsburgh or Wisconsin by running a basic pro-style offense. That leads to my next point here. Sorry, go ahead, Rico.
Okay, I was going to say, here's Kenny Pickett's senior year, his rushing stats. 97 attempts for 241 yards and 5 touchdowns.
And you have to remember, sacks are not taken out of that.
No.
So with that in mind, now he didn't get sacked nearly the amount of Nebraska's quarterbacks.
But again,
did.
97 seems like a lot, but if you compare it to Adrian Martinez's like 140 or however many rushing attempts he had, like that 97 for 241 and 5 touchdowns, 2.5 average. Like I would take that if the passing numbers are there.
Here, I will also add this. In my opinion, we're always talking right now, especially with Mark Whipple and getting the job. We're always talking about how Mark Whipple's offense looked last year at Pittsburgh. And you have to remember, and people said on the text line here, one of the unnamed texters said this, I think Whipple's going to see that we don't have the receivers to do this pro style thing like he did in Pittsburgh. Now I'm comfortable with the wide receiver room. I think a lot of people are, and I'm getting comfortable with the running backs personally. However,
slowly but surely,
we can't expect Casey Thompson to be Kenny Pickett.
No, that's unfair expectations.
I think that's unfair expectations.
Yes.
And to be fair, I don't think Nebraska needs Casey Thompson to be like Kenny Pickett to get 8 or 9 wins. I truly don't. Why? Because the schedule's easy. The Big Ten West may be the easiest division in all of Power 5 football. And
one of those ACC.
You're not forced to score 45 or 50 points a game like Wake Forest, Pittsburgh, or North Carolina were scoring last year. You can score 30 points, 28 points, and you can win a game by 10 or 12 points in the Big Ten West or in the Big Ten just in general.
You don't need to be a top 10 offense to win the Big Ten West.
No, and that's why Wisconsin and Iowa and Purdue was a 9-win team. Minnesota. That's why they find success, is because they do all the little things correct, like being disciplined with no penalties, limiting turnovers, and doing the job on defense while doing at least a mediocre job and moving the football a little bit.
They have their bread and butter plays that they run on offense that they know are going to get them, positive yardage. Whether it be 5, 10, 3 yards. Like they know what they're going to run. Word of many years, they have an identity.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they need to do, and they do it at a high level. Whereas Nebraska has switched identities multiple times.
And that makes me wonder, like when Scott Frost, and I truly don't know the answer to this, when Scott Frost, and whether it was Scott Frost and Troy Walters or Scott Frost and Matt Lubick, or now Scott Frost and Mark Whipple, when there's multiple bodies trying to run and orchestrate an offense, and you're doing it mid-game and trying to make adjustments mid-game, I don't know how much you can stay or be on the same page. I truly don't. And maybe part of that is because that might be a question for VJ tomorrow or for Jay in the morning. Like, how well can you be on the same page when in this article, you'll remember the writer, Nick Baumgartner, said something along the lines of, Scott Frost needs to allow Mark Whipple to coordinate the offense instead of interjecting when panic strikes, or something to those lines. And with that in mind, like when panic sets in like this, it has many times with this staff in recent years, I don't know how well you can be on the same page in the middle of a game when the head coach just goes, listen, I'm taking control in the middle of the third quarter, and the offensive coordinator can look up and you're down by 10. Is that really the time for panic? Because it has been in years past. Dusty says this on the text line.
Would throw the players off as well, because they're hearing one voice,
exactly,
keeping them in line, telling them what to do, and calming them down, keeping them in the right state of mind in stressful situations. And then in the blink of an eye, it switches to another one. And I'm not saying that the head coach doesn't have the right to take control, but if you're allowing your offensive coordinator to coordinate, you don't want to jump in there and immediately take control. Instead, you probably, and again, as we said, we're not head coaches. We don't understand this. We've never done this at a high level, but you would think that we would be able to go in there, talk with your offensive coordinator, even if it's on the sideline, you're talking to the players, you're both talking to them, and you're bouncing ideas off of each other, as opposed to just pushing him to the side and showing your team that in a stressful situation, you have no faith in your offensive coordinator.
Dusty says this on the text line. We got about a minute left here. Wow, you're underestimating the Big Ten West. If it's so easy and we go 3-9, why should you keep your head coach? That's a great question. It's very valid. And here's this, though. In the Big Ten West, you need to win 6, maybe 7 games to be right near the top. In the Big Ten East, you need 8 wins. If not, you need to go 9-0 undefeated. In other conferences,
in the Big Ten East, if you lose a game, you're not winning.
Yeah, in other conferences, the SEC East, you need 8 wins. In the SEC West, you need 9 wins. In the Pac-12, you need 8 wins in the Pac-12 North. You need 8 or 9 in the Pac-12 South with Utah and USC. In the grand scheme of college football, the Big Ten West with teams like Purdue and Purdue and Illinois, Nebraska even, and Northwestern, you should be able to win. And Nebraska has the talent. They just need to put it together on the field. That'll do it for us today. Water coolers next. See you guys later.
Adios. Shopping for insurance can